What is up, guys? Control here. In today's video is going to be one on they who endure. Basically just a kalista elise list that isn't actually really focused around the champions as much as people really think it is. I think this is more so a list that is kind of focused around a few cards that are quite powerful and a couple combos that definitely make the deck shine. One of the most obvious ones is going to be Curse Keeper. This is a card that is pretty weak by himself, but when coupled with something like a Blighted Caretaker, gets really nuts out of nowhere. And that I guess that couples to combo with Kalista, as like the Kalista will then see 3 allies die with the first Curse Keeper and then both of the Ephemeral Saplings off of the Blighted Caretaker, which will then level her and let her do some fun stuff. So that is kind of one of the very first combos. The second one is just all of your little stuff and Neverglade Collector, which in my opinion is definitely the reason why this deck works. If you guys have been watching my content, you'll know that I think this card is absolutely obscene, sorry. It's turbo busted and one of the ones that actually just makes this type of an archetype succeed and really just be as powerful as it is right now, and in my opinion a solid tier 1 deck. I think there's a couple right now that really just shine and clearly are a step above the rest of the decks that you see on ladder for the most part. You know, the two clear contenders for me for that are going to be this They Who Endure list, or, you know, various different versions that you play of it. Very, very solid to climb with, and also Heimer Vi. Those are going to be the two main ones for me. I think, you know, another contender that's a very, very strong deck is just Deep. I feel like I don't see it as often right now on ladder, just because I find a lot of people try to play a lot of different stuff in Deep. I mean, there's not too many variations you can take with it other than, you know, the mid-range type of shell or the mill shell. But I would say that these two, being They Who Endure and Heimer Vi, are definitely the two clear tier 1 decks right now. I think that you know, the Ash Sedge deck that I played is also another very good one that can be up there. And I think a lot of the decks that I've been playing and posting on YouTube are pretty solid contenders, like tier 2, tier 3, which are still, don't get me wrong, very, very powerful decks that you can climb with, which we have been, and also you know, very strong lists that you can hit masters with. You know, just because you hear something's tier 3 doesn't mean it's bad, and in some cases it's actually better than a tier 1 deck because it's not played as often and people won't know how to play around a lot of the cards in it that well. That also you know, kind of transitions into, you know, the topic of homebrews, which I think a lot of people just consider bad, but I actually would say that, you know, just making your own deck and playing it, as long as that you have a very decent idea, it can actually be something you can do super well with, and you know, may actually be the easiest way for you to get to masters, just because people won't really know what you're playing and they won't really know how to you know, play around the cards you're playing. Whereas if you queue They Who Endure, I mean, people are for the most part going to know at least what 35 of your cards are from, you know, the generic net decks. And, you know, you'll have a couple tech cards maybe, like I saw a guy got top 100 with a Runation thrown in there in one of these They Who Endure decks. Sure, that'll throw your opponents off. I mean, it's not common, but I mean, for the most part, everybody's gonna know what you're doing. So you might have success actually with the list. It's a little bit worse. But you know, these type of tier things, I guess, come into to more relevancy when you you know, approach like tournaments where you're gonna have open deck list formats. So you're literally just playing like the most powerful cards and you know, the strongest synergies card by card. So I mean, don't get discouraged and think that you can't climb ladder because you're not, you know, playing a tier 1 deck list. I mean, for this list, I think overall I went like 11-3 with it, which is really good. Obviously, I am going to climb ladder if I keep on playing that. But, you know, I could do just as well as something like Teemo Sejuani, which I would say is a little bit weaker than this, but still a very competitive deck that is still super strong. So don't feel like you're forced to play a tier 1 deck like this or Heimer Vi to do well on ladder. But it makes it a little bit easier. It's very straightforward, and I'm sure if you look, there's a lot of content on They Who Endure to kind of learn from. So that might be one of the reasons why you could choose to play something like this. Other than that, though, I mean, the They Who Endure is obviously another cornerstone of the deck. One of the reasons why it's good is that, you know, all your little things just die. Neverglade Collector drains for the damage you deal, and then you get a bigger and bigger They Who Endure, which then couples quite well with the Atrocity to end games with. So that's one of the reasons why the deck works. Other reasons why it's good is just because the Freljord Splash, well, it's not too overwhelming, is very powerful. Look at cards like Omen Hawk, just really lets you, you know, scale up your units really early game and kind of just get overwhelmingly good trades. Get the Sentry to keep on drawing. Fury of the North is another really good card that, you know, I don't think is underrated. I think it is, you know, quite heavily rated, and people do view this as being a strong card. But maybe for you guys who aren't masters yet, you know, stuff like this, as burst combat buffs in this game are very powerful, and something that if you have in your list, I mean, can really just help you get good trades and swing the tides of the battle. If you notice, in basically every deck I play, I'll be running something along the lines of this, where, you know, it's just a burst combat spell that'll help you, you know, deal with traits. Whether it's like a Transfusion, Elixir of Iron, Fury of the North, yada. If you can run these, they are very powerful and, you know, better than the fast counterparts in my opinion. So super great. Overall though, I mean, that's basically the deck. You just play strong units, you know, units that are going to die a lot. And, you know, occasionally you'll play for lines where you're going to level up Elise. That's really nice when you can do that in certain matchups. We did that a couple times, I believe, in this video. And Kalista is kind of like a nice just unit that is sort of must remove. She doesn't really do that much. I find that most of the time, the ephemeral unit I'll be getting, if I'm lucky, is like an Avarosis Sentry, which is really good in the sense of drawing cards. But it's not like you're going to be resurrecting anything super crazy. I feel like Blighted Caretaker happens a lot, which really isn't that good. It's just, you know, a decent, strong unit that, again, will scale the Who Endure, and a champion that really does fit the deck list. I've seen people also play Sejuani in this, and that is something that I've been asked about quite a bit when I was playing this list on stream. So people would play a list with Sejuani, no Elise, and they would run, I believe, the Crocolith card. So we're looking at this Ancient Crocolith. So I actually played against this. I accidentally deleted the content. I played a Lux Thresh deck, and I'll probably replay it again today and make the video again. But deleted about 3 hours with really good clips of that deck, unfortunately, where I actually played against a lot of these guys playing the Sejuani list with Ancient Crocolith. And to be honest, I don't think it's much better than this. I would, sorry, it's not much better. It's actually a little bit worse, I would say. Still a very good deck, and I mean, I do think Sejuani is probably the best champion in the game, so it makes sense to play her in whatever deck you can. But I feel like in a list like this, playing for Elise and Kalista kind of supports the idea of Never Good Collector, and they who endure a little bit more. Those are the two main ways that you win the game, and I don't think Sejuani is really what you should be looking at. But, you know, I can see it. You got to play Ancient Crocolith, which is a cool card. Definitely respect the hustle there and trying to jam that in. You would run a couple more ones as well, just to make it a little bit more consistent. Like, I believe that in that list they would play like Warden's Prey as well. But, you know, for me, I'm more of a fan of a version like this. You know, we just threw this together and jam some games with it on stream. So I'm not sure if this is exactly what people are playing. As far as Who Endure goes, they kind of just like threw it together based on what you know, I've been seeing on ladder and what I think is good. Just basically what I do for most of the videos. You know, sometimes I'll see like a 40 out of 40 list and I'll be like, sure, I'll play that. Usually on Twitter or something from somebody, usually from like Asia or, you know, some region like that I really don't get to play against, or somebody has like some unique idea. Stuff like that. Or like maybe the Assembly Bot deck with E. Nemor. That makes some pretty cool decks. He brews a lot of stuff. So, you know, I like to net deck decks like that. Otherwise, for generic ones, just like, you know, throw it together myself based on what I think is good. That's about the deck, though. It's pretty straightforward, and it's just very strong. Enjoy the gameplay. I hope you guys pick up a couple things about playing it, and if you're looking to get Masters, this is definitely a deck I would recommend playing. It's relatively straightforward, definitely a little bit of intricacies, and I mean, some weird ways that you can win sometimes, but that's basically the same thing for every kind of Runeterra deck. There are a lot of intricacies to basically even the easiest ones, with Burn being a good example of that from last patch, where you know, even with Burn there was ways that you could get better at the deck, and that's just by increasing game knowledge, which you'll get while you play if you're thinking hard. That's about it. Enjoy the gameplay, guys. Thanks for watching. Smash a like button and leave a comment. Let me know what deck you guys want to see from me.
Probably just elusives, and we are on evens. I think Theory Glimpse should be pretty good. This thing could just be a keep. I feel like I'd rather look for a 1 though. I do think Neverglade Collector is really good, so I actually think I'm going to keep that even though it's a 5-drop. Just because it's a really nice way to just make it so we can basically just not die. Which feels like it's kind of an important thing to do. Protecting my health total feels like it's kind of crucial. And one of the best ways to do that is to make it so whenever I have a unit die, I heal a shit ton. I really want to play the Omen Hawk, but the Keeper's definitely just going to have to come down here just because of how strong it is in this case. Or I'll go like Kalista, and then I'll just have the pop-off happen, really. The value trades aren't really good for him. Like, this should just be free damage here. He'll almost never block with the 3-2 to put himself in Vile Feast range, so that attack just makes sense. Zed, sure. I don't really have chump blockers here, which kind of sucks, but let's go for the Kalista. Obviously, we're going to have the Caretaker next round, which will be really good. So, you know, kind of unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes. Value block with a 1-1. And I mean, it's obviously not great to take 8 damage here, but that's one of the reasons why we kept the Collector, because you know, we will just be able to heal up a fair amount now. Pass. Now, things that are going to be good for him are like Elixirs of Iron, obviously. Those are going to be great, but this is just a classic play here with the Who Endure with the Blighted Caretaker now. The Keeper into the Caretaker. So obviously he's going to be forced on some stuff here, you know, whether that's Elixir of Iron or like, it's not a Will of Ionia because it's really not that great for him, but you know, something along those lines is probably going to be what he's going to want to do here. That kind of feels bad for him. Wow. Really, really good for us, though. No doubt. Boosters are hard to deal with. That's why you play a little sapling guys that eat them. Makes it relatively easy to pop off and kill them. Am I gonna get anything with one spell mana? Maybe not, right? So I guess Element Hawk's fine. He probably won't actually let me have the Neverglade work that well this game anymore because I think a lot of the units he's gonna be playing are... Okay, well never mind, that's fine. I was gonna say a lot of the units he'd be playing will in fact be just elusives, but I mean if he's playing stuff like this, we're going to be able to get at least a little bit of value with Kalista here. We'll be able to Black Spirit as well at the end of the next phase when we attack. But he's definitely going to say the Wayfinder and the Omen Hawk is just chump blockers. Smart from him. So we're at 5. We don't actually just win this round. We get pretty close. Vile Feast is also pretty good. So pretty good. Me try to do some feast, or sorry, some will stuff on the collector here. Overall, though, having this up here is just really, really good because I mean, it is just going to let our life total just skyrocket basically. Swinging Yasuo deck is fire. It's your favorite deck right now. Dope, dude. It's super fun for sure. I think today's video, maybe yesterday's video, was Swain plus. I want to say Sejuani. I don't think that's right though. I've been playing Sejuani with basically everything, that's why I'm saying that. It was Swain TF, which is pretty good. So this guy is actually kind of missing out on what this does here because the thing with Kalista is the sapling is going to take the 5 damage, so that's actually a pretty big misplay from him. Kind of funny. I definitely don't feast that. I just say okay here. Let this all go through. But yeah, definitely a little bit of a mistake with the block because I mean you're gonna have to play a spell to deal with the 2-1 and then deal with the Kalista afterwards. Unfortunately, that's not what he went for. Protector is definitely pretty annoying here. I don't think he's gonna have one unit that's gonna be able to do 9 damage though. So we hit the drain button here. He only has 1 mana for Elixir of Iron, and I can then follow up with Black Spear if I need to. Sure. So just pass. Don't really have to do anything here. Beast is really good again. Different mic? No, actually I was just messing around with some settings. I actually was hitting up one of my friends, Solemn, from Hearthstone, and I just asked him basically what he has done with his mic setup because I'm not gonna lie, it's 50 times better than what I have. And he recommended some stuff to check out and actually send me some software just to kind of make it so my mic sounds a little bit better basically. Yeah. If I feast my 1-1, I can Black Spear the 3-2 here. I also heal for 2 off the feast of my own unit, whereas I'd only heal for 1 off the feast on his. So I like this. Can he gain an attack buff for 2 damage? For 2 mana, sorry. I feel like no, right? But he can use Elixir of Iron, so I should actually probably Black Spear my own unit here. It seems weird, but if I Black Spear my own unit, I'm like guaranteed to not die, right? Whereas if I Black Spear the 3-2 and he has Elixir of Iron, I actually lose. You can't remove that for 2 mana either, right? With those factions, so... This is actually the 5-head play, I think. GG. Yeah, so if I hit the 3-2 and the one other card he has in hand is a Elixir of Iron, I actually lose the game there, whereas into my own 1-1, I actually just win. Kind of nutty. But, you know, sometimes you gotta kill your own homies to win some games. And that was one of those. So all that you really can take away from that game is Neverglade Collector's Imbalance, and Blighted Caretaker is really good. Swing, yeah, so okay. So what does he even get against this list? Vile Feast is not very good. Haunted Relic's okay if I have like a Kalista, but I don't have a Kalista right now. Let's go with Neverglade Leonard too, and I mean it's decent with the Endure, but I don't really know if it's a keep. I think I should just look for like a solid curve of minions early. I have double Neverglade, so that's a thing. Definitely a really frustrating way to lose a matchup is to double Neverglade Collector, but pretty happy to have that myself, I'd say. Just jam these keepers. The Endure, sure. I'd probably just play the keeper here. I don't think I'm gonna feast one just to get the 4/4 in, but we'll see if he passes or not. I got willed a lot too. I think we just take the 2 damage and say we're happy with that at this point. We're not seeing too much into that right now. This is maybe the Vile Feast my own unit play now. Could Will of Ionia and stuff, right? But it's like a huge waste on a 2/2. Sure, so we blocked out Elise, assuming no transfusion. Control Versi after my stream. You may have played against a fake control, potentially. It may have been the fake control, yeah. I only played Expeditions last night off stream, so it was probably the fake one. There is another guy on NA Master Ladder with the same username, lowercase c. So there is an imposter. He's playing Teemo as well. Oh, I mean, I guess he really just wants to beat me. I don't know what to say. Yeah, hard Goss player, right? Hard Goss player. I think it's really weird, but Vile Feast in my own unit there makes his turn so off. It's just difficult for him to really find anything that's like great there, I think now. I probably should just attack first, even though he can like value block and I don't get a collector proc, I get like 5 damage in right away. You can't Yasuo plus roar this rounds. The thing is, if I play collector, I don't have enough mana to play the Fury, so it makes a little bit more sense to me to just like attack before like I play the collector, because otherwise it's just gonna be the 4/4 in, and if you play something like Swain, it's gonna make it kind of bad. Maybe this is okay though. Honestly, maybe we don't really care. Sure. I'd actually rather attack with this, I think, to make the intimidating roar less good, because you'd want to take the block with the disciple. Just so it's like harder for him to scale, I think is good. Sure. So that block is it's something that makes sense in the sense, or sorry, in the case of exactly roar for next round. Which I mean definitely makes sense because he did play a Yasuo right now.
I alone decide my fate.
Let's play a barrier card then. Sure. Kind of bad for us. Because I mean we can't really do too much here. But I mean, combat tricks are just always going to be good, so you can't really do too much, I don't think. It's because of the collector we're not really losing a lot either. It's sort of just fine. It'd be funny if Navi changed his name to Control instead of Twitch Prime. Everybody should just change their name to Control, so that nobody knows who the real me is. It's definitely the play. Okay, I probably don't block. I could Fury, but I don't think it's really that relevant. We're just gonna pass. I think I just like having 2 out. It's just such an obscene card here. I just jam the small stuff next round. The They Who Endure clearly is not scaled enough to really do anything, and it's not really even a matchup where it does that much until like very late, when you can respond to like a Will of Ionia with like an Atrocity or something. And even in that case, like it's really just not that consistent. Guile shoes, so this should be 1 Neverglade dead here. Can maybe Fury of the North to protect it if we want, we'll see. Block maybe. That sounds sure. Basically traded 1 card and 4 mana for 4 of his. Block, sure. 3 of his now. Still okay. It's good as Swain's leveled now though for him, so I mean, I would say we're probably not in the best spot ever, but that's okay. I have some small stuff to play. And I guess really just play into Intimidating Roar, which also doesn't really feel like great. But that's just the way it goes, I guess. I mean, because we're gonna have the 4/4 and the Neverglade live anyways, it's not like the worst thing in the entire world, but it's definitely not that great for us here. Ben, I was about to comment on your video about what my thoughts on Elise Kalista are and why it's a meta deck. Yeah, it's pretty good. Definitely a decent deck list, and one that is pretty useful for climbing, I'd say. One of the big parts about that is just the fact that Caretaker is so strong with Keeper early game. I wouldn't really say it's due to the champions. I think Kalista and Elise are both good, but I don't think they really make or break the deck. They're both nice in the sense of scaling Dayhunter, which is really coupled with Neverglade Collector why this deck works, I think, is you know, the late game combo with the Dayhunter plus Atrocity, and the fact that you can make little boards like this actually really strong with one Neverglade Collector. You also just like run relatively strong cards as well, right? Like Omen Hawk's really good, Sentry's decent for draw, Glimpse is just good for playing around removal. A lot of reasons why it's just good. But it's not so much the champions. They're just like solid rule players, I guess I would say. Is the deck list for Swing TF Control still available? Yeah, check my Twitter, man. Twitter or YouTube. You can find both there. But it is definitely still available, yeah.
Come here, darling.
No more running.
Transfusion, maybe? Nope, it's not okay. Sure. I don't think it's just a glimpse. Should just hold the spell man and wait, it finds. Should be a little bit better. Yeah, so clears a 1/1. Deal 1 damage. She's 3 out of 5. Intimidating her level off of these two and then kill the escaped abomination. It's almost like an aggro burn deck, but it's not about the champions. I wouldn't really say it's like an aggro deck or like a burn deck. It's got some overlapping things though for sure. I play the Dayhunter, it's kind of strong, but I mean he usually just does answer it, and I can't play Atrocity with it right now. The answer would be Will, and then I can just replay it and Dayhunter plus Atrocity next round though, so I mean it seems like it's a pretty safe play here just in the context of blocking and being able to play around stuff like the Will over 2. So he passes into that, sure. His Yasuo will be 1-off leveling now. Be at 7 HP. Believe that's about right. So it's a Will plus Deny or double Will that'll do a lot of stuff here for him, I think. Basically just setting this back to the Shadow Realm will mean that we don't have a dub here. So obviously to answer the Will, I'm going to play Atrocity, and then it's about what he has after that that matters. Okay. So Tempest, sure. Is it better to let that go off and then see if he'll commit more things here and then Atrocity, or is it better to just Atrocity right away? I feel like Atrocity should be played right now. It's like a Will then. And if he plays Deny, it's not a big deal. And if he Wills, I can replay. GG. I don't think waiting there was a line based on seeing the Tempest, to be honest. I think it's just better to go in. Really decent win though, for sure. And I mean, that was a Neverglade Collector kind of pop-off game with, I mean, a Dayhunter as a finisher, obviously, but I mean, we kind of talked about exactly what the deck was and how you won, and we kind of did exactly the things we were talking about to win a game. It's a good win, and that'll actually be the Noxus card back for us. Let's switch to that. Sweet. I asked you guys like a couple weeks ago, or maybe like a week ago now, what region I should work on next, and you said Noxus, so thanks, no worries, man. Feel free to hit me with questions if you guys have any. Definitely happy to answer. Tiff Sedge. That's kind of cool. So I keep the Collector again. I don't think I'd ever keep the Dayhunter, like it's way too slow. I also don't have a 1-drop to block Omen Hawks, but I mean, with only 6 1s in the list, it's not that likely I even hit one. I feel like this is fine. I maybe am a little bit too fond of the Neverglade though, and keeping it maybe a little bit too often here, but it is just such a nutty card that it feels like it's almost just worth it to do that. I think I do play the Sentry over the Keeper here, because I can block with the Sentry, I can't block with the Neverglade, or sorry, with the Keeper. So just pass in the keys so we can maybe get Kalista if he wants to play a unit first. And get her to scale a little bit here. I think open attack is his average play though. Let's take that then, that's fine. We don't have to play too hard for the level up, right? Like, it's nice when it happens, and I mean, we'll play for it, but it's not the most crucial thing in the entire universe. Well, I wish I had one more spell mana. That would be so nice, but yeah, it's just not gonna happen here, unfortunately. Sentry again, sure. Let's start with the keeper, see what he does. Kind of just like makes the red card bad for him now, which is nice, but I mean, gold card's always still gonna be good for TF, right? Can't really play around that too well, I think. Sure, that's unfortunate, but I mean, it's just the way it goes. So make it rain's a thing now, so I probably should play the Haunted Relic to try and play around that, actually. Six targets, so I mean, it's not super likely that she gets hit. Nice. We rest the sentry here too, which is pretty good for the draw. Sure. Merchant's kind of fine. I wonder if I would rather play the Collector over like the Hawk here. I could also glimpse to just give myself a like a 4/4 to block with as well, which it could be kind of good actually. It would mean that I'm not playing Neverglade though, but it's not like Neverglade's even that nutty here. Like, I guess that, like, if I take 6 damage, it's not like the biggest deal in the entire world. And you know, I could then just do stuff with the Fury of the North next round. So maybe it actually is better to just play Neverglade here. Go for like a glimpse next round, maybe play even like the Hawk and just try to do stuff then. It feels stronger to me because you can't Sedge this round yet. Feels like if I do this, it's probably just going to be an open next round anyways though. But because like even if he plays Sedge, right, it's not even like the Kalista is going to be that great because he'll Sedge the Kalista usually. Sure. Give it to me. Caretaker's really good though. We're definitely gonna be trying for that now. Yeah, no doubt that's definitely gonna be something we're playing for here. Super insane. Nightbot says I'm playing Lord of the Rings, Legends of Runeterra, LOR. Definitely similar though, yeah. Lord of the Rings, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm a Lord of the Rings gamer. I could also be clearing the Zap here. I think that it's fine to just get rid of the Merchant now. He has got a lot of his draws, and I think you could also make an argument for the Monkey Idol too, being something that is worthwhile to get rid of in this case. We also do get the Avarosan Sentry back as well, so we will get another draw, which is really nice off the Kalista here. Warning shot, sure, and then... Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So TF levels now.
Looks like I'm on a hot streak.
And we're clearly not going to be able to clear that. Gets blue card first. So we'll do the Fury of the North now, I believe, here. Actually, wait. It's nice that I have lethal right now because I could have just missed lethal potentially. I really could have just missed lethal by not doing that. I didn't even consider the fact that we're so close to killing him when I played that there to try and clear the TF. So that was almost actually a very, very bad outcome for us there. And that would have definitely gone onto the cringe compilation, but you know, good dub with the Neverglade kind of popping off and getting us a win there. This card is actually just bonkers, and I would not be surprised to see it nerfed at all. It even made up for me not even considering that I could have lethal that round. and just like piling on killing the TF. Yes, I played Vlad Sedge. Yeah. It's decent, definitely not bad. So against elusives and we're on odds, and we have the keeper plus caretaker. Definitely super strong here. Something I'm really happy to have. Maybe even like preferred on evens though, just because then what we could do is get the Zed, whereas like on turn 3 he's just gonna wait with the Zed and not develop him. It's okay though. Well, maybe you want to go for Elise over the caretaker now with the keeper line, just because she's so strong as a 3-4 here. He's also not playing anything that's going to be good for us to yoink, so I feel like this is fine. It's also maybe an Elise level up line as well here, right? Like it's not the worst look in the entire world because we do have the Crawling Sensation and a Vile Feast as well. He probably blocks the spider. He doesn't, okay. So if he doesn't have an Elixir and Iron or a Fury of the North, I guess I can just like feast again next round if I start with a feast here. Which should in theory be good.
We must all make sacrifices.
Hey Control, this is my Teemo Sedge deck. No, I'll actually be playing that after. I didn't know which one I wanted to start with today, so I asked chat, and chat actually wanted to see the Hunter first. I think my title is that I'm playing Teemo in top 400, so I should probably edit that. Okay, so it goes wide. He has 2 spell mana still, so you can still play the good old Elixir of Iron. Otherwise, we're just fine with this this Vile Feast here, I think. Just force it basically.
A tribute to the
Sure.
spider.
So definitely not ideal for him. Our Elise will also be leveled here, which is pretty nuts. We can challenge, I guess we'd want to challenge that. I don't know if we care about the Omen Hawks really. The 2-3 into Elise is kind of an okay look too, because we do have another Elise as well. I guess I would play 3-2 Sentry then, just because it's strong. It's like another relatively large unit that can just push a little bit of damage here.
Smooth as silk.
Did nothing die yet. That's actually hilarious. And I'm not even using the Keeper plus Caretaker combo. It's so weird. But I mean, it's definitely kind of a different game than what we're used to usually, I'd say. So I can just let my spiders kill the small things if we want. Redevelop more spiders here, basically. And then I guess have Elise kill the 2-3. If he has Fury of the North, it's a problem. Otherwise, it's fine. Should be about it. Cool. Okay, well that's a good way to heal. It's probably always going to do this round. I actually don't know if I want to get Spiderlings again. I might not have the opportunity to next round, but then that kind of like cuts off the ability to play Caretaker as well, right? So it gets a little bit awkward. And if we want to look to play They Who Endure, we could actually just play Caretaker here, clear the Keeper, and get 2 Saplings. That'll then die, and we'll have a 7/7 They Who Endure, which isn't great, but it might be big enough to just like win this game with at this moment. It's a little bit confusing though. Because then if I don't have anything die next turn, I can't get spiders out. And we probably need spiders to challenge stuff. We're not attacking next turn anyways though, so it might be fine to just like not do this at this exact moment and pass here. Sentry, sure. It's 1 units that block. I mean, we don't really have to actually kill the Zed, so we can just do this. Oh, Runeterra is so confusing. Agreed, yeah. That was kind of, it's definitely added the cringe compilation, I'll say that, man. That was not a very good play. Gonna be taking a fat L on that one, I think. The fattest of all L's, dude. Holy shit. That was so bad. And now we're in a spot where, like, if I want to play the Ahuender, I can't have spiders to challenge stuff, so it's not that great for us. And I also only have 11 damage on board, so I actually don't have lethal represented with just spiders here. I put him at 2, which is okay, but not great. And he would heal for 3 anyways, so it's probably not the look.
They're out there. I'll spot them.
You should also run Wolves of Ionia as well. That's going to be a thing that most likely will be in his deck.
In Amarosa's name.
I believe it's just that. It's 5 mana to react with.
Great.
Goes to 4. Shit's pretty annoying, so now I mean he's very healthy, right? And my my Ahuender actually doesn't even give me lethal now. Unfortunate. I think we maybe threw this game when we lost our 4/4 for free. Might have been enough to win with Atrocity had we have kept it.
Ready the torches.
Just maybe. The 2 draw here should be really good. Collector is super good, but definitely a little bit slow. Doesn't have rally or anything, he's not Demacia, so you don't really have to worry about that. Pass, that's fine. Everglade again is kind of good. Should play the Spider Lady so we can challenge the Light Blade away. We're also up a unit now, which is pretty good. Okay, we're not really up a unit anymore, but it still is pretty good. So 10 mana left, I can't play Atrocity and an Everglade here. So I push 3 damage with this, and then we're going to be 1-off still. I guess unless, no, because we have a unit die with the Atrocity, so we do win with that, actually. It's just Will of Ionia, then just makes us lose the game, which is very common at this point. But if we can't really play around it, we probably shouldn't. It would be my take on that. So it should be like that, I guess, then. I need to find units to block with here. Does he set up elusives now? Still do have 2 who endures as well, so it's not like this one was like the end all be all of being able to win with that. But it's definitely an important card that could help us win for sure. I think that's kind of a throw from him, but okay. Because now it's even bigger, right? So he has to have second will now, otherwise it was like a turbo throw.
My life for the Order.
I just need to play stuff to make him try to, you know, get below 4 mana so he doesn't have mana for the Will of Ionia, basically, is my logic here.
Do not deny me.
Okay. mean, he's not winning here, so we're fine. Okay.
That egg, did it move?
So if I Atrocity now, he wills me next round, and then I just replay it and kill him, basically. So I should Atrocity now. So he plays the will. He has to have a third will now, which is really unlikely at this point. But yeah, it's still big. He only has 2 health on all of his units. Maybe he'll lose to Elusive though. It's kind of close now. To the point where I maybe actually just don't get there anymore. Can challenge one of the Elusive cards though. I can technically actually make the Elise die to the Wayfinder, so I do 2 more damage here. Can be pretty good. So do it like that again, basically. Can block with something with 2 health. I guess I can Fury at the north too, right? That's the thing. So they saw the Elise to die then, because he just attacked with the elusive cards on. Because he would heal with 6 of this as well, right? So that's not good. It has to be that. What if I just attack with this as well? Probably do. GG, if that's it. That was really close, man. Super, super close. This is a game that I threw as well, right? With the Bladed Caretaker plus Curse Keeper too. Kind of nutty that we still won. I think like the Endure plus Atrocity stuff was good late game that we did, but the throwing obviously wasn't really that good. But still got the dub. Climbing in this game is actually impossible. I'm 8-3 today with this list, and I am down 200 ranks overall. It is crazy, man. I don't know a video game where you can go 8-3 and lose 200 ranks. But I guess we kind of found it. So I'm on odds. It's probably just a full keep, but it's a little bit of a weird one. Definitely good cards though. So deck tracker. Just go exclamation mark tracker in chat, and you will be able to see my friends. Sure.
Please, I have connections.
I pull the strings.
What does he want from me?
We could use a bite.
I think I like to just take my 2 damage, give him the trade first, and then play Kalista after usually here. It's fine. Could also alternatively just go for a leveled Elise here. We do pass it back to him, so you gotta see what his kind of decision here is. So Kali, he plays Kali. I could play Kali as well. The Caretaker plus Spiders next turn is not a level up. Kali into Kali is kind of fine though. I don't really mind Kali on Kali violence. This does feel like it should be better though. I think I'm kind of beating myself if I don't just want to level her now, because like for round 5 it's going to be so powerful. And you know, I just play like Elise, sorry, the Kalista next round. I guarantee that I guess outside of you know, removal spells, like I guess a Black Spear from a second Kalista, we should be able to be relatively happy with the Elise, meaning that the Kalista will be leveled, because we are going to have challenges with Spiderlings and be able to just attack stuff, get the Kali leveled, go from there. Van near UBC. Ooh, I dig it. Bang, yeah, sounds good, sounds good. Definitely, definitely about it. Say less, you know? It's a pretty easy feast. I wonder if I even just like lean towards like Fury of the North here instead. To clear it. Had no real good followers in play. It's just like an aristocrat, right? So I mean, we're not getting anything crazy off the Kalista level up. I don't even really need to lead with that. Like I can just pass here and it's fine. Doesn't really matter. Passes back, sure. Think I do like that. Sure. So I could feast my Elise after, that's fine. I don't think it really matters too much. But in general, I think it's just gonna be Elise into the Collector, play Fury on the Kalista, 1/1s into small things. Sure. The value is out of this world, gentlemen. What are we gonna do? I also don't get our level because we don't have enough units die now. So I mean, kind of a good play. Definitely not one that I would consider bad or anything. I guess we weren't gonna have enough units die anyways, right? Because if we were gonna buff that, it wasn't gonna die to the Kalista.
You own what you take.
Sure, so I can't really do too much there. I can level her if we want. It's probably okay to level her there. I don't think there's really any issues with that. So I would just go like Neverglade, and then I guess I would glimpse my 1/1 maybe. I don't know how relevant leveling her is. It feels like it's still good. I just use a spider though is the problem. I only deal 1 damage to Sedge, so it's not like it's really that big of a deal.
Born for conquest.
Kind of okay with that though. Such one, he's awkward, a couple challenge cards though. Caretaker, the Hunter? I don't think it's that big though. Yeah, it's really quite small actually. That's like I mean it could still be a play here. Like 7/7 is fine, it's just not that big, which kind of sucks. So really the feast a good idea here? I get feasted a lot, then it's less good. I feel like the aristocrat star, that seems good to me. It's a good unit to put the caretaker on. I don't think open attack for 2 is very good. I think I do like this.
Everyone's a garden.
Not gonna lie, the LP system is completely broken. Yeah, the Masters ranking system is honestly one of the dumbest things in the entire world right now. I always like to climb the play to climb, but like when basically every deck I play, I'm like you know, mid 60s to high 70s, and like I consistently just lose ranks. It feels really bad, man. It feels really bad. I actually got turbo tilted like 2 weeks ago trying to actually like climb through top 100 to relatively decent ranks, but the problem was it just would not work really. It was not really the case where that was going to be, I guess, feasible. Relic does so much damage here. I'm almost considering just playing it because of that. It also buffs my my Dayhunder. I think this is good. I'd rather not let him play another Sejuani and just have the Vile piece to play into his Sej during combat, I think. That feels a lot stronger to me. Yep, it's completely busted, and I mean, it's partially because there's no decay in this game, so nobody that's like top 100 really plays. I think in like the past 2 weeks I've queued one person who's like rank 85, something like that. So it's really kind of broken how the matchmaking system is working right now, and not really super ideal, I would say. So are they doing Runeterra to answer his? Honestly, wouldn't have been that good, but because we played the Relic to juice it up a little bit more, it helped a lot. And if we didn't do that, we would be kind of boned here, I think. We'd be like turbo bone, but we wouldn't be in a good spot. Whereas now, like we kind of are, because we're just ahead with Dayhunder, which is kind of where you want to be at. Match, are you done? Sure. That is fine with me. Okay. Again, not really a big deal. So you say okay. His atrocity doesn't kill me next rounds,
These old eyes still see
so I don't have to worry about too much.
Come this way.
Leave no survivors.
Sure, that's fine. No really issues with that. I mean, I just go Neverglade, and then I play Caretaker here and we win.
lovely day for a battle.
This card is so insane, man. I 100% think it's gonna be nerfed. Still got like 2 more weeks, but pretty nuts, not gonna lie. GG's, dude. GG's.